What does your council have to do specifically to get the city back on its feet?
Well, there are a lot of things. I was out with some students a couple of weeks ago, and I actually passed a resolution last night at our council meeting with their demands and concerns involved. It got a unanimous vote from the Atlanta City Council. I come from a history of activism. I was in school around the Atlanta University Center, and when I was out participating with them, one of the key things they said to me was to listen. People want to be heard. They want to know that their voice is being listened to, because so often in individual lives or in the collective experience of African Americans, when we have these type of incidences or when we're dealing with other injustices, people don't feel that they're being listened to and that these problems are there's any earnest attempt that these problems are being ameliorated in society, because they continue to happen over and over again. So it's out of a kind of a sense of powerlessness that people are expressing themselves to say, hey, we want to make sure that you're hearing us so that something will be done about this and America can be cured of it.
To the point you just made, you and your family have been involved in activism your whole life. Your father, Julian Bond, was an early civil rights leader. If he was alive today, how would he see this moment?
Well, I think he would be excited. I think that he would be inspired. I think that he would be energized. It's 60 years ago here in Atlanta that he, Lonnie King, and Joseph Freeman, they were the core catalyst for the Atlanta student movement that desegregated Atlanta and affected the 1960 presidential election. So this is his bailiwick, and I have really missed him, during these times. I've missed his voice. I've missed his presence. And he would be out with the activists. I mean, before he passed, I believe that very year, he was protesting out in front of the White House with members of Black Lives Matter. And so this is full circle again, really tragically in America. The 1960s and 70s, that movement created tremendous progress. It righted a lot of wrongs that had stemmed since the end of slavery, but yet we still have to continue to go on. We still have to continue to say it's wrong to shoot and kill African Americans in this country by law enforcement. There's still institutionalized racial discrimination in this country. And why that is because those victories in the 60s and 70s, the opposition didn't rest. There was a reaction to that, a wrong reaction to that. And so as African Americans would like to take a rest and say we want to enjoy our freedoms, people who are dedicated to keeping those freedoms and keeping us oppressed, they're not taking a holiday. So the movement continues on, the marching will continue on, and so the activities and the reforms have to continue on.
The movement, the marching, the reforms. Councilman, thank you so much for joining me this morning. I appreciate it.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.